Hello and welcome again to that random 10 to 15 minutes on Tinternet known as Redacted Nuisance. Hi, I'm Dr. J, use they as a pronoun. I'm queer and my gender is a confusion. It's legally transgressive non-binary genderqueer. Thank you to the New Zealand government for allowing me to state that upon a declaration and allowing that to become my legal gender. I called this redacted nuisance and not queer nuisance, simply because if I called it queer nuisance, you would not be able to listen to this. Today, I wanted to go back to something that I talked about. I talked about my lovely friend Renee, and I have 20 scenes of a friendship, and I went through the first one, and I think I'm going to go through the second one, which is a scene of our friendship, and it's the second time that we met. So I'd met Renee at the opera, as I spoke about in a previous episode somewhere on here. Go find it. I muse about an old friend, and she was a wonderful person. And part of doing this is to kind of explore explore those memories and talk about somebody who meant a lot to me and who I miss dreadfully, and also who I think you will enjoy hearing tales of, because we got up to stuff. So she had multiple careers, and one of the careers that she had late in life was to be an artist up on the Bayswater Road. So we emailed each other and agreed, and possibly texted. I don't think WhatsApp existed in that day. We texted each other and agreed that I would come up on Sunday and meet her at Bayswater Road. So, and meet some of her friends. And as I'd never been to Bayswater, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come up, I'll investigate this Bayswater Road thing. So I turn up, and I need to describe what I'm wearing because this continued to be an ongoing discussion between us over the coming years. I turned up wearing what has been described as the worst shirt in existence. I didn't think it was as bad as what everyone made out, but what do I know? Everyone who saw the shirt was basically like, "That is the worst shirt ever. Why do you have it?" It was pink. It had stripes. It had horizontal stripes in white and blue. It was a polo shirt, gotten from probably Burton's. I'm not sure. One of the high street chains. It fitted well, got a little bit tight over the years, and I was probably wearing, I hate to say this, cargo shorts, because it was the early 2000s. It was about 2005. No, it would have been 2006. So I turn up looking like this. This is important for later in the story as well. Um, I meet Renee. I meet her lovely friend Patricia. I meet many, many of the artists on the Bayswater Road. They apparently all think I'm absolutely adorable. We talk, and then Renee's like, "Would you like to come over to mine for dinner?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'll come to yours for dinner." Because I was then helping her pack up her stuff into her car with her little dog Spartacus. So I am then effectively kidnapped, which is the only way to describe it, because I find myself in Harrow on the Hill, a place where I've never been, in this lovely house that Renee owns and has owned for since eternity. And we proceed to put dinner together from leftovers and stuff, and Renee claims not to be able to make scrambled eggs, and I make scrambled eggs, and we have a pleasant couple of hours, and I'm like, how do I get home from here? Because I live at the time. Where did I live? I think I lived in southeast London, probably at Rotherhithe, possibly at Rotherhithe, possibly in slightly more northern London. Um, but I uh, just had no clue of how London was put together. So Renee's like, "Oh, I'll walk you to the station, or I'll drop you to walk to the station, walk you to Harrow on the Hill station. It's on the Metropolitan line. You can easily get yourself back to central London." I'm like, "Great, change at Wembley, brilliant." Note this. So I'm there for a very many hours. We have an absolutely marvelous time talking about this and that and life and the universe and everything and art. And Renee talks me through some of her art. We just get on like a maison en flambe. We enjoy each other's company. It is one of those things where you know when you've found somebody whose vibe is your vibe, and our vibes vibed. And we could just happily sit and talk about our lives. And I would tell her stuff about my life. She told me stuff about her life. It's kind of that first meeting, so we're still at the sharing, but not TMI sharing, as we got into much later. Some of that I will not be sharing because I her her family might hear some of this, and I don't know that those stories are well known, and I don't want to cause any problems for anyone. Um, so that's where everything is. I then so it is London, and it's summery, but it's not summer. So it's gone from I can run around in t-shirt and shorts to it's a little bit on the chilly side. But Renee's like, okay, I will. There's nothing I can loan you because Renee is small, tiny person, small person. I am not small person. There is nothing she can loan me, and it's just like, no, I'll be fine. I'll be home shortly. So I go and I hop on the train to come back to London, having had a brilliant day with her and the first Spartacus, who was a slightly insane Pomeranian cross that looked like a fox. It's beautifully insane. Go up, discover her on the hill station, hop on the train, go to Wembley. The change at Wembley to the Jubilee line to get to where I lived at the time is an important. Oh, I must have lived in Rotherhithe. Is an important thing to note. Why is it an important thing to note? Because me, in my hot pink, stripy polo shirt, is suddenly surrounded by Metallica fans who have just left the Metallica stadium, and I am standing on the platform holding my stick trying to get on a train. Fortunately, I discover Metallica fans are some of the loveliest people who look at this very odd, queer, weird person in this shirt that is, by many people's counts, objectively horrific, standing there, and they put me on the train. They get me a seat, and I'm on the train into central London. And meanwhile, I am just all I can think about is what a lovely, wonderful, and I'm going to say warm vibe. I just never felt judged or not accepted by Renee. Like, this was our second meeting. I turned up a stranger. I met her as somebody who just sat next to her at the opera, and I then went to see her at Bayswater, and she just wanted me as part of her life, and that's why I use the word kidnapped. But I wanted her as part of mine because there was just so much acceptance and love and pretty much unconditional positive regard. Yeah, occasionally there was a Jay, don't be an idiot, or I don't think so. But for the most part, it was just completely unconditional love from her. And I needed it so badly at that time. And what did I give back? Probably the same. Unconditional love, unconditional care, a decent scrambled egg. I make good scrambled eggs. Who knew? Apparently, I make great scrambled eggs, according to Renee. But there was just something about having somebody see you and go, I like you. For some reason, I like you. I like who you are. I want you to be part of my life, and I want to be part of yours. And it was done with no expectation of return. No, I will do this and you will do that. It was not transactional in any way. It was just this wonderful, you're interesting and I like you and I enjoy being around you and hopefully you enjoy being and I enjoy being around you. Let's be around each other. And that was what it was, and it was wonderful. And to have that, I miss it. She was a wonderfully dear friend, and yeah, I miss her.